What's up guys, Jeremy here, back again with a video. Race versus physiques. Let's go. We're gonna talk about East Asians, we're gonna talk about Indians, we're gonna talk about the blacks, the Africans, we're gonna talk about Europeans, the whites, and etc. Okay, there's some other races I'm gonna cover as well, but this is gonna be a fun video. This is gonna be a banger, guys, because it was so interesting and so fun to do research on this topic. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into this shit, alright? So quick disclaimer, when I say that a certain race builds muscle easier, I don't mean every single person from that race builds muscle easier. It's just on average, okay? On average, they might build muscle easier, but not every single fucking person from that race is gonna be better at building muscle, okay? And one more thing, don't get offended or upset, guys. If you do, you can click off. Don't get offended or upset. If I say that a certain race builds muscle easier than yours, don't be jealous or anything like that, because it doesn't make them fucking better than you, bro. It doesn't make them better than you. There are always trade-offs. If a race builds muscle easier, chances are they're more stupid or they're nerfed somewhere else, because God is very fair and there are ups and downs in biology, guys. But this video is going to be purely based on race versus physiques. Let's go. I'm excited, guys. Let's go. Number one, the first race we're gonna cover is East Asians. This is my race, and guys, I'm not afraid to admit it, we fucking suck on average for building an aesthetic physique. And we're gonna go through a couple things on why. Number one, the actinin 3 gene distribution. If you guys didn't know, the actinin 3 gene is responsible for power, explosiveness, and is responsible for building strength and muscle. Okay, and us East Asians have it the fucking worst out of all the major ethnic groups. We sit at around 25%, meaning that only 25% of us actually have this actinin 3 gene on average. So theoretically, on average, we are fucking ass for explosiveness, we're fucking ass for lifting heavy shit, and we should be better for endurance stuff, okay? Which is not the best look for building an aesthetic physique. And the second reason is because of myostatin deficiency. Now guys, myostatin deficiency is one of the biggest drivers for muscle growth and the ability to put on muscle, okay? And East Asians, fucking ass. We're sitting at the bottom of the list again, along with the Indians, for myostatin deficiency. East Asians, on average, struggle to put on muscle. But I'll give us one thing, we have nice skeletal structures, okay? A lot of us have smaller waist on average, and we have that ectomorphic body type. The small waist is going to help build out a V-taper, right? It's going to make your shoulders look a bit more broad, which definitely helps with building an aesthetic physique. It's probably because, us East Asians, the Japanese, the Chinese, we obsess over skinny bodies and slimness, okay? And probably the foods as well. But overall, East Asians, we have a nice skeletal structure, but when it comes to putting on size, we fucking suck, so it doesn't really matter, does it? We can't put on strength, we can't put on muscle on average. Okay, on average. So I'm not trying to put us down, guys. I'm really not. I mean, there are always trade-offs, remember? We have some of the highest average IQs. So, alright, next. The second race we're going to cover is South Asians, or Indians. And guys, this is gonna sound bad, but I believe it is the worst race on average for building an aesthetic physique. And let's go through why. Alright? Actinin 3 gene distribution. They're actually okay for this. They're around moderate. Around 40% of Indians should have the actinin 3 gene on average. So Indians should be a little bit better for explosiveness, better for strength and power than East Asians. So Indians should be decently strong, but not strong. Better than East Asians though on average. But let's go through the catch. Let's go through the catch of why I think it's the worst race. So myostatin deficiency. They're fucking ass as well. Alright? Indians struggle to put on muscle just like East Asians. But here's the catch. Indians on average tend to put on fat easier as well. So you're telling me on average, Indians not only struggle to put on muscle, but they put on fat as well? So they have the skinny fat physique, which fucking sucks. It's very unfortunate. But hey, Indians are smart, right? On average. Their average IQ has actually been dropping recently for some reason. But for a long time, they had some of the highest average IQ in the world. Alright, next race, let's go. The third race that we're gonna cover is the Europeans, whites. And okay, I know that not all Europeans are whites, but I believe that they are the best race for powerlifting. But for building an aesthetic physique, they're okay. And let's go through why, alright? Actin and 3 gene distribution. They're okay, they're moderate at around 37.5%, so 37.5% of them, on average, would have the actin and 3 genes, so they are decently explosive and decently strong, okay? Myosin deficiency, okay, they're pretty good on average as well. They have good muscle building potential. But what I believe makes them so good at powerlifting on average is the leverages, guys. Being north of the equator, living in colder regions, they develop bodies that are more compact and blocky with shorter limbs, which helps a shit ton in powerlifting. Alright, so overall, Europeans are pretty good for building an aesthetic physique. They can put on muscle just fine, they're decently explosive, but being compact and blocky, the same thing that makes them good at powerlifting gives them a blocky waist. So that nerves them a little bit, gotta take a couple of points off. But overall, pretty solid. Good for powerlifting, decent for building an aesthetic physique. Nice. Next race. The fourth race we're gonna cover, Pacific Islanders, guys. The mass monsters, the Wayne "The Rock" Johnsons. Actin and 3 gene distribution, fucking amazing. At around 55% of them on average have the actin and 3 gene, so they're strong as hell, they're explosive as hell. I mean, just look at these motherfuckers in rugby. They gonna put you on a t-shirt, bro. Myosin deficiency, elevated, over the top of the fucking barrel. Islanders can put on a shit ton of mass, a shit ton of muscle, and get fucking big, guys. I'm sure you already know this, but on average, they're explosive as hell, they can put on muscle easily, but there's a big drawback though. They tend to put on fat the easiest, guys. There's always a nerve. In fact, they put on fat the easiest out of all the major ethnic groups. But I guess they have their own type of aesthetic, I suppose, because they can put on so much muscle. But, universally, you can't really say that you're aesthetic and have a big ass gut. So, I'm gonna have to take a lot of points off there. But overall, especially with a shirt on, Pacific Islanders are pretty good for aesthetics. They're strong, explosive as hell, can put on a shit ton of muscle, but they're held back significantly with the fat, alright, and the bigger waist. But overall, pretty solid. Next race. The fifth and final race, which is also the best race for bodybuilding and having an aesthetic physique, on average, is Africans, the blacks, okay? Alright, I know not all Africans are blacks, but alright, they're the best race for building an aesthetic physique. Actin and 3 gene distribution, world class, top of the barrel, highest out of all the major ethnic groups at 60%. 60% of Africans on average having the active actin and 3 gene. So they are on average very explosive and very strong, okay? I mean, hell, look at any other sport, right? Look at any sport. Basketball, NFL, rugby, powerlifting. I bet they are overrepresenting their population. Myosin deficiency, again top of the list. They're the best out of all the major ethnic groups. They put on muscle the easiest out of all the major ethnic groups, guys. And the skeletal structure is amazing as well. They don't get nerfed by the fat, right? They don't put on fat easily because, in Africa it's very hot, right? They have the ectomorphic-like physiques, small waist, so accentuates the V-taper. So you're telling me that they put on muscle easily, they're strong as hell, and they have small waists, good skeletal structure. So you can't tell me they're not the GOATs for building an aesthetic physique. Alright, so overall, on average, blacks, the Africans are the best race for building an aesthetic physique, guys. And that was it. All races covered. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give a sub if you liked it. And give a like as well if you liked it. Alright. So very fun video here today that I made. Enjoyed doing research, enjoyed every single moment. Humans are very beautiful and very diverse, guys. See ya.